Every single young boy is gonna find out about adult entertainment at one point in their adolescence. I don't care how restrictive you are as a parent, your son is gonna have that one house he goes to after school where every screen is plastered with every genre of deplorable libido slop. Can we get some moms that aren't divorced and addicted to Percocet? How is it that every child has unfettered access to the internet? Why is Mr. Beast and Kai Cenat responsible for raising 72 million children in America? We've created Mansa Musa and Genghis Khan for the second time. They could easily do anything they want. They could organize another storming of the Capitol in 10 minutes with one tweet. Have every 13-year-old in America pissing in Pam Bondi's desk. Millennials, please stop having kids. This is a whole generation of parents that just wanted dogs, but also wanted Facebook likes, and dogs don't really do the trick on there, so they had a kid.
Act like you're crying.
That's their entire rationale. Mommy doesn't get to just overdose on fentanyl in her bathtub in peace. You don't get to walk in their rooms, hand them branded Holocaust rations, and immediately leave. That's when they turn on the Kai Cenat stream and immediately fall down the adult entertainment pipeline. The kids are watching this content at like 9 nowadays. Sophie Rain wakes up and drives around all day in her Tooth Fairy Money G-Wagon. Like, I'm 23. I found adult entertainment at 11. That's not even young anymore. I will never forget that day, by the way. I was at one of my friend's house for his 12th birthday party, and I had been 11 for like 4 months. This guy had vast life experience compared to me, and he flexed it. He would always pull out his phone at school in the middle of the cafeteria and show me gore videos. Like, everyone's known someone like this. They're the biggest losers. You don't watch gore because it's interesting. You're just a sociopath.
I bet if you were in a situation like this, you wouldn't know what to do. Me, on the other hand, I would have no shock value. I would look at these situations pragmatically.
This guy's household was what you'd expect. His parents weren't really in his life. They were the cool parents that needed to be best friends with their kid and could never say no to anything because apparently they needed validation from 13-year-olds. You guys have fun down there, and then you never see them again. Can you not smell the pile of cat corpses underneath your son's bed? Anyways, we had the basement to ourselves. It was already too late. The dungeon doors closed behind me and my friends, and the birthday boy instantaneously flicked open his HD laptop where an adult video was already loaded. Is what I wish would have happened. The adult video that was shown to us wasn't just a normal adult video. It was a specific scene where the male performer's bottom half resembled a horse. Like, you would have to type something very specific to get a video like this. And if I could just get a little bit vulnerable for a second, this actually did cause a lot of damage. I didn't grow up ever seeing my dad's little beast or anyone's little beast, thankfully. This made me think that every man was gonna grow up to have that size. I was standing there processing this responsibility that I didn't even know I would have to take on in my life. I would have to unleash this inculpable wrath on a poor soul if I didn't want my bloodline to end with me. And I just sit here and I thank God that wasn't true. I would have hated having a big cock. I didn't experience this alone though. I was standing right next to my best friend at the time while all this was happening. He had a very different look on his face than me. He had this gaping smile that I had never seen before. I mean, his house was like a minute walk away from mine. I was over there every day after school and the smile wasn't fading and he kept showing me the videos. It got to the point where we would literally be under his covers in his bed side by side watching these videos, but not even in like a homosexual way, just in like a communal sharing of an experience type of way. But that didn't really last that long. When we found out we could take care of ourselves while watching the videos, that's when it became a little competitive. It became a little game, like who's the gayer one today. We're right next to each other, we can see each other's screens, we pick our own videos. If you finish last, you were the gayer one that day. An 11-year-old's logic is like, if you're beside a person and they're watching a woman and they're taking that long, you might be at risk of being beside a gay person while doing this extremely straight task. Because it was actually really straight. No one in our friend group had any idea about this either. That was the worst part, because I was the one that was basically losing every day, and it was starting to hurt my feelings. Like, I couldn't vent to anyone about this. My friend would finish beside me, and he wouldn't get up after he finished. Like, he'd clean himself a little bit, but then he'd just switch to YouTube and stay lying beside me. As this gay patrol officer who I know was giving me a judgmental side-eye, but I could never look. I know if I looked, he would for sure think I was gay, but I was actually straight. My perspective on gooning is very different though. I grew up in a liberal atheist household. I would have never gotten beat if I got caught. I feel bad for the Christian kids. They get woken up bright and early at 7 a.m. every Sunday to go to church. And on the car ride there, they get told, hey kids, by the way, if you ever jerk off, you'll unfortunately spend the rest of eternity boiling in a cauldron next to Adolf Hitler forever. forever. So don't even think about getting hard. Alright, we're here. Now let's walk in this building covered with paintings of tits and cocks everywhere. Stare at this orgy. Stare at this orgy, but don't jerk off. Why does everyone get hard when they see the spread open asshole in the front foyer? The 16th back shot of Versailles should not turn anyone on. And why do Christian parents barge in their kids' room to try to catch them in the act of gooning as it's happening? It's so theatrical. Stop this right now! Snap out of it! You're the one that showed him the tits, by the way. Also, at this point, he's already destined for ongoing suffering forever. He's not gonna get to clock out of hell early because he didn't nut. You can just let him finish.